Maniacs, welcome back to the channel. Your local bedhead here. We are going to be diving into another video, actually, of another content creator going over his paranormal investigations and giving his own personal thoughts on what could have happened during their investigation. And, you know, in recent times, the Conjuring house has had a lot of controversy. It just has. I myself am one of the people who just lost all interest in going there. There's too much negativity, there's too much drama, there's too much things behind the scenes that we just are not aware of, and I think that's sketchy. Turned into this, really crazy sideshow, haunted house, Halloween kind of attraction thing, and it's unfortunate too because there was actually a lot of cool investigations there, and it's a location that I genuinely love. It's an old-ass house, and it's got a lot of history to it, so I always really enjoyed it. We're going to be watching EddieVR. Yeah, EddieVR, really big fan of this guy. I think he's really cool. Me and him have actually a lot of similar ideas and the similar mindset. So I think it's gonna be fun listening to this guy talk about his Conjuring experience. And I remember that investigation pretty fondly, and I actually had a lot of fun watching it. So we're gonna dive into this video, guys. Of course, go support the original video, show them a lot of love, show them a lot of support, and if you want some more content like this, hit the like button here, subscribe to the channel, and I'll sure to give you guys more of my personal ideas and thoughts on paranormal investigations, and hopefully you have fun. So here we go with EddieVR going over his Conjuring experience.
Hi, I'm back. Welcome back, me.
Hey, Eddie. Oh.
Hi.
What's up?
Welcome back for the first time of a break.
Can I do your intro really quick? Because I've always enjoyed listening to your intro. Welcome back. Welcome to the first time we're gonna be pretty fucked up.
I'm me. While I was away, a lot of things happened. I went to the Conjuring house, which is the video I'm going to be talking about today. And I'm going to give y'all all of the spooky behind the scenes and show you guys never before seen footage from the video. Talk about all the creepy things that happened. I've never taken this big a break off of YouTube. Technically it wasn't really a break. I was still recording with the boys, but I took 2 weeks off to go get married and go to my honeymoon, which I've never done that before. And yeah, what else?
I'm late to the party on that, man. Congratulations. That's fucking phenomenal. Reacted to this video. This video came out like, oh my God, so long ago. But yeah, congratulations. That's phenomenal, man.
Happened. Only the biggest, most important release. We're now at all Spencer stores in America.
Yep.
You can get yourself the exclusive Boys Spencer's collaboration at any local Spencer stores. That's right, we hit retail. There's hoodies, shirts, socks, stickers, pins, and it couldn't have happened without all of your support. So thank you for that. Go check out your local Spencer store and see if you can find anything. Send me pictures on Instagram, tag me. Or if you can't go to the store in person for whatever reason, you can buy it online going to the link in the description and get yourself this shirt, or this shirt, or this shirt, or this hoodie. Buy our stuff from ya saben. I'll just
Hey, take it easy.
I got you. You thought I can't smack y'all with a chancla on the first video back. Oh yeah, and before you ask, the wedding was filmed. It's in the works. The video's in the works. I know you guys want to see it. I know it's gonna turn out pretty awesome.
It's weird. I've never reacted to someone's wedding before. I'm mainly a paranormal guy. I like spooky shit. But I'd kind of be okay with watching it. Like, I would actually be interested to see you actually get married. It'd be kind of cool. I don't know if that's creepy or not. I'm not trying to come off creepy. I'm trying to be sentimental here. I'm trying to be nice, but it might come off creepy. But yeah, I wouldn't mind watching your wedding. It's a phenomenal thing. I heard you got married. I mean, I saw your guys' photos on Instagram, and it was just, really cool. Looked like a great wedding.
It's gonna take some time, so be patient.
I'll try.
Okay, but that's enough catch up. Let's talk about the Conjuring house. Here we go. Now, like I did with the asylum explanation video, I'm not gonna be watching and showing all of the boys' video because you have to go and watch it on the channel. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna talk about the experience there and kind of expand on events that happened. And
sorry, I reacted to the full video on my channel. Hopefully I didn't take any views away from you guys. That's kind of the thing. When I react to the full investigation. In a sense, it's kind of like if you want to watch the full video without any pauses or any of me talking, it's best just to watch the original video, obviously. So always be sure. It doesn't matter what I'm reacting to. Be sure to go watch the original video first and then come back and hear my opinion about it. It's the point of these videos is just giving my honest thoughts. I know some people have said that they watch the videos along with me because it feels like you're watching some of your scariest videos with a friend, which is really cool to know, honestly. But yeah, go support the original videos always. I don't care what your excuse is. Go support the original video.
Show you guys some behind the scenes stuff. Okay, so right at the start, I have to note that this part of the house, as we're walking by it, this whole front section right here, this is an extension that was built for the groundskeeper and the tour guides that stay there and tour the house for people. So we don't have access to this area. Actually, half of it is a merch shop. And the only reason I'm telling you this right now is because it'll be relevant later when I show you some behind the scenes stuff about some stuff we heard and how it couldn't have possibly come from there, but it'll be relevant later.
We're locked in. This is
okay. So as soon as you enter this place, you feel like the air is extremely dense. It smells old,
like an old house.
Any step you take creaks the floorboards. The house was built in the 1600s, so and it's still holding up. It's one of the oldest houses still standing in the whole country. And they purposely have like very dim lights and like one source of light per room. So it really adds to the creepy factor if you're staying there. The first thing the tour guide told us is that obviously the events from the movie are way more exaggerated than what actually happened. That's not to say that some creepy stuff hasn't happened in that house, but a lot of the stuff in the movie was exaggerated. He did say
Hollywood, you know what I mean? Hollywood, they like to really, I mean, people took that so seriously, took the film so seriously to the point where they desecrated Bathsheba Sherman's grave. I mean, people really believe the movies 100%, and that's just not the truth, man. Like, yes, there is some things in the movies that obviously happen in real life, apparently, supposedly, but the movies absolutely over-exaggerate it. They make it something that it's really not. Like, what was one of the things? Well, I mean, the movies kind of painted Bathsheba Sherman out to be a witch, and there was no actual documented proof, even the family acknowledges this, of her ever being a witch, so that's kind of horrible that they kind of labeled her like that, and now kind of ruining her reputation and name when there was no actual proof. So there is that, but yeah, crazy.
The house is very haunted, which, yeah, depending on what you believe, what we experienced that night was, in my opinion, pretty evident. And I tend to debunk a lot of shit, muchachos. This house, I couldn't fucking explain. Now, the best way I can compare this to kind of paint the picture of what
I'm going to do my best to help in any way I can. And look, you guys got to keep in mind too that even if I try to debunk, and let's say I actually think I come up with something that might make sense of that situation, doesn't mean it's actually a debunk. Again, I wasn't there during their investigation. I wasn't able to like walk into the room where I heard a noise and actually investigate. So I'm very limited on what I can do, but I can do my best to help out in any sort of way. And he said it himself too, like, this is an old house built in the 1600s. There's going to be a lot of creaks. There's going to be a lot of noises. There's going to be a lot of, I mean, even he said the house is built to kind of creep people out in a sense. It was made to kind of creep people out the way that they are using it now. Or, you know, it just looks like an old house. And some old houses are pretty unsettling looking. I think they're neat, but some people find them to be kind of creepy. And let's be real, there is a sense and ounce of creepiness to them. Like, I like clowns. I know that's going to freak people out. I love clowns, man. I've always loved clowns. I grew up with some in the local area that I lived in, and they never scared me. So I find them, yes, to be a slightly bit creepy, but I just genuinely enjoy them. And that's kind of how I view haunted, like old locations too, is that, yes, sometimes they can be creepy, but I just enjoy that.
I'm talking about here. When we went to the asylum and I stepped into the asylum, the air felt so oppressive. It almost felt like I wanted to throw up. And it was probably all the energy, all the lingering energy from everyone that suffered and died there, the tens of thousands of people that died there. There wasn't those deaths here in this house. The energy in the house felt more creepy and scary. I don't know how to describe it, but what's really weird is that as soon as I entered the house, I really had to use the restroom. And we made jokes about it, but I actually pooped blood. And my stomach had been fine all day. I didn't eat anything weird. So it was my first sign that something wasn't right in this place.
yeah.
Holy shit, man. Literally, holy shit. What the fuck? Shit and blood. I had a joke about Sam Goldback. Like how they always say, like, there's a demon up his ass. Did you have a demon up your ass? Like, good God, man. That's pretty intense. Don't know what to say about that. And I gotta say, here's one of the things that I've learned when watching all these investigations. And normally when you go into these locations, you already have the mindset that you're possibly walking into one of the most haunted locations you ever walked into before. I mean, this house, like, regardless of if you believe in the Conjuring movies and if you feel like they're over-exaggerated, this is, in reality, the house that all presumptuously took place in. This all supposedly took place in. So it's going to be in the back of your mind the entire time. You're going to be like, oh, God, you know, in the movie, this is where the witch was and yada, yada, yada. You're going to have that mindset going in there. You're going to be like, this is one of the most haunted locations. I mean, again, it is built to kind of be creepy, or, you know, set up to be kind of creepy. And it's going to be paranoia in the back of your head. So a lot of stuff like that will definitely affect you. But I don't know about the shitting blood part. That is not paranoia. That is just something went on there. Yeah, for sure. That's pretty weird.
Hello.
Okay, so we had the great idea of bringing night vision cameras, and obviously you guys get to see the footage, but anytime the footage is green, what we actually see is completely pitch black. Think exactly like Outlast. Yes, I did just pick my nose before you type in the comments. It was itchy. I only say that because a lot of people were like, oh, well, they can see each other and this and that, and look at the way their eyes look, and it's pitch black. Our eyes are dilated, you can tell, because there's no light. And this will be even more relevant later when we start talking to the actual spirits.
Oh. Warning, positively do not open.
So I'll get this out of the way now. The only fake thing in this entire video was Mully carrying the doll, because the doll that Mully grabs is not the one.
It's the one on the
from
chair.
The cage. He grabbed one that was upstairs. But to anyone saying this is fake, I'm going to explain to you and I'm going to show you none of the stuff we did was fake.
I know you have a thing for dolls.
More evidence that it's pitch black.
Look at me and say you're not
Mully tripping.
Some shit did happen here.
Worse things have happened in Eddie's pants.
I took a shit earlier and there was blood.
Yeah, that's...
Yeah, that wasn't a joke.
We do have to say...
Honestly, though, man, I could tell it was not the doll that was out of the case. I think at first, maybe I thought it was. Like, I was like, oh, of course Mully would do that. But obviously, yeah, after a while, I noticed that the doll was missing a lot of hair, and this one has, like, a full set of hair.
Not the...
No, it's
Annabelle doll. And that's not the actual Black & Decker air conditioner either.
So, no, that actually is not the real Annabelle doll. While the Annabelle doll is actually a Raggedy Ann doll like the one that's in there, the real one is kept at the museum that Ed and Lorraine Warren have. So, that one there's just for effect. Also, there was literally money everywhere.
Can I go back really quick? I want to take a look at that Raggedy Ann's eyes. I just noticed this.
Ed and Lorraine Warren
It's not a big
have.
deal or nothing.
So,
one eye is up higher than the other one.
that one there's just for effect. Also, there was literally money everywhere. Like, people just left offerings. There was a bunch of little offering trays, like, on windowsills. There's some money, like, on the handle where the doll is. I didn't realize how big of an attraction this house was until I went there.
Be real. Can everyone like feel a change
Dude.
in the air?
Yeah.
When the first Conjuring dropped, I mean, there were complaints about people, the owners of the house at the time, back in 2013, calling the police on, like, people who would just show up and start taking photos of the house and, like, getting up on the lawn and stuff, and craziness pursued. There was a lot of people who really wanted the opportunity to go in here and just start going nuts.
The atmosphere feels heavy, but that just might be the subway I ate before.
So I think we explained this in the video, but when we got the tour, the guide told us, he said the room with the most activity is Henry's room on the second floor, then underneath it, the library, then the basement, which are all three like stacked on top of each other. For some reason, he said that that was the place with the most activity, which is the reason why we used the spirit box in all three of those places, and those were our three main targets because of what the tour guide said, which turned out to be pretty true. The tour guide said, I don't really know why, but it seems like the energy's going up in a pillar, and I just realized what sus. All right.
There's a column here of the most activity.
Oh, yeah, wait.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Juicy just said it. Yep, we did explain that.
I think if we all jump in that corner, we can literally knock this place over.
So behind this wall here where the fireplace is, this is where the merch shop is, and behind that is the living quarters for the guy that stays there. He says he himself has spotted, and multiple people have also spotted, a lady in a dress standing in this corner right here, which we did not get to see. But any time throughout the night where I would walk through this living room, I would be so scared to look towards this corner, bro. I was shitting my pants just knowing that there could be some bitch right there.
See, the power of suggestion, dude, is such a powerful thing. It will make you paranoid. Like, if you came into my house and I looked at you and I said, I'm gonna tell you right now, man, One night, I was in the living room, and I looked into the other living room, and I saw a man, 7 feet tall, top hat, and a black coat on, and he just vanished before my eyes. You would go into my house thinking exactly about that top man dude, and you would start thinking that you're going to see him, and that would bring out paranoia. And paranoia, it goes a long way. The power of suggestion is a powerful thing, and you guys have, kind of poked fun and jokes at the whole method, right? The ABCD shit. That is the power of suggestion. They will tell you that the footsteps are coming from up the stairs, down the stairs, and what he will do is he'll tap his toe like lighter and then harder, right? And then that makes it sound like someone is actually getting closer. And then your mind will automatically think that's what's going on. So the power of suggestion is such a powerful thing. And I definitely think that, when people talk about that stuff, it could have an actual effect on you. Unless you're mentally prepared to go into these locations kind of throwing that stuff to the side. But you did say that you were actually you were like not wanting to look in that corner. So something tells me that you were paranoid about it, in a sense. So maybe that actually had some sort of an effect on you with paranoia. I'm not saying that is the case. Obviously, this house may be really haunted. And I've had people tell me, people who are not a fan of fake paranormal content, tell me that they've been to this location and they believe it is haunted. So I'm taking your word for it that you actually experienced some things, 100%. So that's just my overall thoughts. I just wanted to give that kind of context out there, though, that I think paranoia does have a big role to play in a lot of people getting spooked by these locations. I could be wrong. I just wanted to go ahead and share that.
I got chicken skin just now thinking about it.
Josh, open the door. This is not funny.
Okay, so this is the part where Josh gets put in the little closet and he stays there for a while. I'm going to show y'all. This is the first of the behind the scenes footage I'm going to show y'all because narrator was being a total menace this night. Okay, so we were waiting for a while. I mean, we were there for like 15. Josh was in there for like 15 plus minutes. Like Juicy was waiting for him to come out so that he could scare him. And he waited there for so long. Okay, you also got to remember now, it's pitch black. And the only thing we can see is through the cameras because they're night vision. So if you look over, I have a camera and I'm seeing Juicy on night vision from my perspective. And if you look to the right, there's this motherfucker over here getting ready to pounce at me and scare me. I can't see anything to my left because it's black. Everything is black. And if we switch over to my POV, this is what's happening.
The amount of money we're going to make on members is going to be retirement money if Josh dies right now.
We had been waiting for so long for Josh to come out and Mully said that. That's f***ing funny.
That's an IR blaster from that camera.
Yeah.
So it's invisible to the naked eye, but you can see it with the night shot. Here, have a look.
There we go.
That's what it looks like.
I'm showing you
right
what it looks like there.
It's pitch black.
You know they could have just cut the video file to get the same effect, right?
Shut up, bro.
They could have. It would have been black if they just cut the video out.
But yeah, just to give you some context of what we were seeing. And then...
Yeah, just allergies.
Oh, me! Oh! You piece of shit!
Man, you got him. He just shit blood.
Oh my god!
He just shit blood.
Shut the f up! Shut up! Shut up!
That was funny, man.
Oh
God, that was fucking funny, dude.
I f***ing hate you, bro. I hate you.
That was so good.
Oh, that scared the shit out of me.
That was funny.
Oh my god, dude, my heart. Imagine just like sitting there in the dark, and we've been waiting for a while for Josh to come out, and it's like quiet for a little bit, and then I just hear next to my ear. Tell you, I almost died.
Yeah, you wouldn't even know, man. You wouldn't even know he like slipped over towards you.
That was scary. Narrator was being a menace, but it was very funny. Anyway, let's move on to this part that you guys shared. You guys said you saw something here. I'm telling you, he was just a big menace right there. Did you see it? Let's play that in slow motion. You can see that there's something behind narrator. I'll play that at half speed. Do you see that behind him? Right there, that thing back there.
My God, bro.
Now, I was trying to wrap my head around that because we were all upstairs.
I was sitting here thinking it was actually, and maybe this is what I thought. I thought that was like him maybe lifting his leg up. But no, it kind of comes from behind him. That's weird. I mean, that is weird. It could be the camera angle. I don't know, man. Yeah. Okay, I didn't really pay attention to that last time.
So either I'm not remembering right or there was something behind him. I'm hoping it was somebody standing behind him trying to come up the stairs. Maybe it was one of the girls because none of us have hair like that, but I'm pretty sure we were all upstairs. I hope
It could have been a girl because it looked like the back of someone's head. So maybe one of the girls was like looking down the stairs and stuff. I think you're right, man. I think it could have been probably one of the girls. You did say that you had a couple girls with you, so probably one of them. I'm just gonna assume
one of the girls. So before we get into the talking to spirits and what happened there, there's one more thing I want to add for context here because this wasn't in the video and I feel like I gotta explain it to you guys and I gotta show you. So this is after where we give the tour of everything right before we're about to start at the library. We're hanging out in the kitchen, and since I've been seeing all of the offerings around the entire house, I thought it'd be a good idea for me to offer the spirits something. Anyway, this is raw footage, unedited from that night. Check out this clip.
Caramel and cheddar popcorn. Best combination. I'm gonna leave an offering, boys. I don't think they had these in the 1600s. You guys should try this shit right here. It's bussin'.
You talking to the ghosts or us?
yes,
Yes.
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 Between those things, Juicy's vape, these ghosts are gonna love us, dude.
Dude, I feel like if we feed one of these like 1800s ghosts a bang energy drink, the whole property will explode.
Oh, jeez.
It would be like the demon core.
That felt really cool.
What, leaving an offering?
That felt good for me.
It did. It felt like I was doing something nice for someone. I was like, okay, if there are spirits here tonight that are old as shit, they have to... My voice is cracked. They have to try caramel and cheddar popcorn. So I left them one of the cheddars and one of the caramel. I wasn't trying to be funny. I was actually, like, genuinely wanted to do that.
Oh, you're in a
Dude, you know what I'm thinking now? I'm thinking some random person, like the next day, went to go investigate that location, saw that in that little bowl, grabbed it, and ate it. I almost have no doubt in my mind that's probably what happened.
good place with the ghosts now?
Yeah, because that's everybody leaves them money. What are they gonna do? Go to the dollar store and buy shit? They're gonna go to Walmart?
Base has like a philanthropy channel where he like builds villages for African people. Good charity is like leaving s'mores on a plate in the house.
I just noticed there's a dollar bill just hanging in the window over here. And there's one over by Robert. They really are just kind of laid out all over the location, huh?
Your charity's giving a ghost a piece of popcorn.
That's gotta be the most unique thing that's happened.
Yeah, compared to anything Mr. Beast has done, that's cool. What I did was cool as shit. A piece of popcorn for the ghosts.
But not just fucking popcorn, man. Salted caramel.
Better than curing 1,000 blind kids. But let's move on. So this is the part where we figure out that the people who went in the closet had full batteries for some reason.
It's almost 1 a.m. How the f is it almost 1 a.m.?
How long were we doing the tour?
The tour lasted 2.5 hours?
About 2.5, yeah.
So us going around every room lasted for 2.5 hours.
I almost didn't even know how to respond to that. A 2.5 hour tour of a... Look, the house is, I'm sure it's a decent size. Did you at least go outside and look at the land? 2.5 hours did they go over? What kind of shit did they go over?
Like, I can't remember that happening like that. Like, it felt like we were only messing around for like 30 minutes. That entire section of the video took 2.5 hours to make. And one of the things that the tour guide warned us about, he said, time is weird here. Like, keep an eye on your clocks. And the tour part of the video and the basement part of the video were especially alarming for me because it didn't feel like we were there for that long.
Answer me this.
We were. 2.5 hours. It went by like that. We were...
I want to know, what tour guide did you have? I'm curious. If you ever see this video, leave it in the comments section. I'm curious to know what your tour guide was. I'm like sitting there thinking, I know Cody and Satori were tour guides. I'm not sure how long they were, but were they tour guides at that time? I don't know. I heard they were, so.
there from like 8 p.m. all the way to 6 a.m. and we stayed up through the entire night. So yeah, that night did not feel real. It was weird. So for all the skeptics out there that said we manipulated the video in some way, look, there's the cat ball right there behind Josh as we're talking, hanging out in the kitchen. And this is the raw footage. So this is not the edited version. Here we are figuring out that only the people who were in the closet were the ones with full battery, and then the cat ball goes off. And I want you to see it unedited.
We all started with full battery.
I gave you fresh one.
I had a fresh one.
Fresh one. I didn't give you fresh ones.
No, mine's full still.
So well, shit's working back.
Hang on.
Are the people that went in the wardrobe got full batteries?
Is yours full?
Wait. Oh!
See that?
Is that a yes?
Are you serious?
No. That thing didn't even move.
I went in the wardrobe too.
Yo!
Not so long, but I did go in the wardrobe.
If that wasn't a fucking yes from a ghost, I don't know what is.
So that was the very first thing that happened that night. There was actual evidence of like some sort of communication happening because no one can touch that thing, and those things don't go off unless you move them physically.
Wait, so all the people
See,
who
it's
went
off now.
into the wardrobe at some
Something
point
moved
have
it.
full batteries on
I
their
think I trust the cat balls more than I trust the flashlight method. Yeah. Honestly, because yeah, he's right. You know, most of those things, and we used to have cat balls running around the house, and they would not go off unless you touched them. No way. I mean, some even actually like it took a little bit to even shake one and make it go off. So I'd say I do trust that equipment more than I would like something like the flashlight method. But even then, I'm very kind of hesitant to use them because they are cat balls. But and again, that might not be a bad thing. It's just maybe because I just know them as cat balls, I find it a little silly. However, he's right, though. They normally don't go off unless you move them or there's something having an effect on them or something along those lines. I don't know the actual like physics and the electrical kind of preferences or whatever have you about the cat ball. Maybe there's something about it I'm not aware of, but I don't know. I know every paranormal investigator today uses them. I probably won't.
Look at Kevin in the reflection. My man is pogging right now. But okay, it's time to get to the real scary shit when we started talking to these ghosts. And so to explain the method that we used, it's called the S-test method. And I didn't know it was called the S-test. I didn't know it was called that before I went to the house. At first, I thought we were just going to communicate using the spirit box without the headphones. But Josh and Molly had done a video previously where they used the S-test method, which essentially means that you use a spirit box with headphones and you deprive your senses of everything. So you're supposed to use a blindfold and the headphones so that you don't hear the people, you don't hear or see what's around you. All you hear and sense is whatever is coming through your ears through the spirit box. So the people in the spirit box are only repeating what they hear from the headphones. They have no idea what the people around them are doing or saying. So for the rest of us, we're asking questions that the person with the headphones can't hear, which makes this method creepy as hell.
When it's consistent, it's pretty interesting. I'm not gonna lie. I know there's a lot of people who to be honest, I haven't seen a whole lot of debunking on the Estes method itself. I actually do find it to be one of my personal favorite methods. I would love to do it someday, and I'm going to probably hopefully do that when I go to my first ever paranormal investigation. Very excited about that. Going to try some different things. I watch a lot of paranormal investigations to try to learn and try to maybe come up with some other way of doing my investigations to make mine kind of unique alongside other investigators. But the Estes method has always been one I'm fascinated about, and I think it's kind of neat. I think it's cool. I like the idea that, you know, you're isolating yourself, you're kind of, you know, tapping out of reality a little bit, and you have someone asking questions, and if there is consistency with the answers, which I have seen consistency a lot of times, I find that shit to be cool. And they did a pretty interesting thing. I actually haven't seen any other paranormal investigator do this, but the boys did it, and they put a microphone or a mic inside the actual headset so you can actually hear what they're hearing. And I thought that was pretty smart. I'm like, I would never have thought of that. So I might try that, guys. I might steal that idea from you. I think it's fantastic. But yeah, though, the Estes method, when it's consistent, is fucking terrifying. I think it's awesome, to be honest. I really cannot wait to try it.
When you get an actual response to a question you asked, because it's almost like you're not talking to the person with the headphones, you're talking to whatever is speaking through them. And if
Yeah.
you don't know what a spirit box sounds like or what what we were hearing in the headphones, essentially it sounds like this.
Can you tell me your name? Steve.
It's cycling through radio stations at very high speeds. So all you hear is that static, and all of a sudden you can make out a word, a very clear word, or a voice that comes through out of nowhere and says something. And that's the stuff you're supposed to repeat. So if you guys remember, when I put the headphones on, I said the flu or pain. That's the stuff I was hearing very clearly, like this person is hearing through the box with the speakers.
Wow, that was really clear. Steve, did you die here? Murdered?
Twice with murder.
Yeah.
Murdered here?
It's just like that. Like it's random words or phrases. The thing about being the person with the headphones on, though, is that it sounds like gibberish to you. You're just saying random words like the flu and murdered. It's not until you come out of the headphones and you realize, holy fuck, the boys were asking, how did your kids die? And I said the flu. And especially when you think about like the time frame of when these people died in this house or in this area, back then people would die of the flu and disease.
Yep, they had no
so
medicine.
The responses are pretty valid. And I know we got a lot of people saying, oh, these guys didn't use the headband, but you got to remember, it was pitch black. Whoever was using the headphones in the first two
You weren't
rooms,
seeing
we had
anyways,
the lights
yeah.
completely off, so we couldn't see anything anyway. Even the people who were asking the questions couldn't see shit. So
Yeah.
it wasn't that.
Because unless you have a light, the fear is that you can read someone's lips and then answer it, right? That's the whole thing. But yeah, if they're in the pitch black, then there's really no point. You can't see shit. Unless there's like moonlight, you know, coming in through the window and then you can slightly see somebody, then yeah, maybe, but
That different from having a blindfold on. So now that you know how the spirit box works and how this method works,
kind of looks like there's blinds on the windows too.
let's watch.
Is there anyone here?
Have we told Narada just to say
Do
shit?
you feel me?
Oh, no way.
Yes, we can feel you.
Yes. Has your family lived here long?
I'm telling you, when that happened, like, I was shitting my pants. This entire time I'm sitting in this library, I'm shitting my pants. I don't want to be doing this. But at the same time, I do, because I'm curious and because I talk so much shit about horror being fake most of the time, and these videos that I react to on the TikToks and all that shit being fake all the time. I feel like I gotta put myself in the situation to see if shit like this is real.
And that's where I'm at. You mean, again, I swear to God, man, I mean, you have the same mindset. I actually do get on here a lot, and I do try to call out whenever I see something that might look suspicious. Sometimes I get hate for it. Dude, and I know you guys did a collaboration with Sam and Colby. I've said some pretty harsh things about Sam and Colby, and I'm not saying that to be a dick. I'm not saying that to go after them. I'm just saying that there's been some times I'd be like, okay, that was a bit odd. That was a bit questionable. That was a bit weird. Why would it do that? Why would you do that? Why would you say that? And things like that. I've done that. And look, I can like somebody and also disagree with them, but that doesn't mean I like hate the person automatically. And I have, pointed out, like, you watch a lot of like TikToks, Nuke's Top 5. TikTok is like the breeding ground of a lot of fake paranormal content. Unfortunately, people just find it easy to do, which it's true, man. It's so easy to fake paranormal shit. All I have to do is, like, I don't know, let me find something here. And I've explained this the last time too. If I had this pencil, right, all I would do is act like if I'm watching the video and I throw this pencil and it lands in the background, but I cut the part where I throw it, people will think that pencil was thrown at me or something like that, right? And I could go along with it and make it believable. So, like, just, I mean, I give more of a reaction like, what the fuck? Or like get up and slam my chair back and walk out of the room and like run down the stairs. People will think it's automatically real. It's so easy to do, and there's just a lot of people doing it. I want the realness. I want the science behind it. I want actually trying to debunk. And if there's no debunking, then we just kind of have to accept everything for what it is. And I just don't find any believability out of that. I would love to take people's words for it. I would love to trust people, but unfortunately, I know better now. I've lived, I've been alive for fucking 28 years going on tomorrow. So, yeah, I know better,
What better way to do it than to do it yourself? But muchachos, I was shitting my pants. Anyway, okay.
5:30
AM or Whoa, what the?
What the?
Oh. 5:30. What at 5:30?
He said 5:30.
I just got chilled.
He said 5:30, and then the EMF went off. The juicy showing in his hand.
wanna-
Now remember, it's pitch black,
Yep.
so all we can see are actually the lights from the EMF and the one from the motion sensor that's on the floor. But I have a theory in this 5:30 thing, because at first we thought he was talking about a time, like 5:30 a.m. or p.m., but after showing this to Gabby, she kind of said something that had me go back and look at the raw footage, which it's pretty crazy, but I'll show you in a little bit.
What will happen at 5:30?
Okay, I want to go ahead and say this, and I'm not sure if you knew this, Eddie, but you might find this fascinating. I actually just found out, because I do reactions to a bunch of different videos. I just found out from a guy named Mythos Paranormal. He took a walkie-talkie, and he was about 4 levels down, or like not 4 levels down, but like two. He was on the first floor, and his bedroom was on the first floor with a walkie-talkie, and there was a REM pod inside his bedroom, and he took the walkie-talkie, pressed the button, and faced it off in the direction of the REM pod. And when he did this, it set the REM pod off, and every time he like swayed it back and forth, it would get higher and lower with the pitch. And I'm like, holy shit. So if you ever go into these locations, be aware now that, if you have a REM pod, it can be affected by a walkie-talkie. Because I was going to go to my first ever investigation in September or August, and we were going to take walkie-talkies and a REM pod, and we would have had no idea that it would have affected that. Not saying you guys had REM, walkie-talkies or anything, but if you did, maybe that could have had an effect on the REM pod, right? I'm not saying it did. I don't think you guys had walkie-talkies. I didn't see any in your videos, but yeah, just like keep that in mind now. If you have anybody who's on like set with a walkie-talkie, it might affect the REM pod. It might make it go off or anything. So now you know. I mean, unless you didn't, you already knew.
It's not what will happen at 5:30.
What the was that?
Sorry, I just knocked it.
Holy man.
It's what will happen in 5 minutes and 30 seconds. That's what we didn't think about, but Gabby has this theory. But let's keep watching for a second. I'll explain.
What is your name?
Pizza.
No, that's,
Whoa, hold up.
that's weird because they ordered pizza. Ember and Adri ordered pizza. That's very strange.
That is f***ing weird.
That is really weird.
That is
Should we check
honestly-
on the pizza? What if it just got here or it's about to get here? Is the pizza almost here?
Wait, is it going to get here in like 5 minutes and 30 seconds? Is that what you're saying?
You know what's funny is that everybody was laughing at this question.
And narrator's just sitting there.
I was actually being serious.
No, I believe you.
Trying to be funny. I would genuinely wanted to ask. I felt like, okay, if we're talking to a f***ing spirit here, I'm jumping in all the way. I'm not like gonna ask some serious question like, I want to follow up. Is the pizza almost here? Like, I was being serious. I wasn't trying to be funny and I wasn't trying to make people laugh. It came out pretty funny, but I was curious, genuinely.
Do you guys have your pizza?
Coming. When's pizza coming?
How far away is it?
You want to bring the guy in?
No, the spirit box said pizza.
Oh yeah, so...
Look at Adri's face. It said pizza.
3 minutes away.
3 minutes away.
It's 3 minutes away. The pizza.
Okay, so
Actually, yeah, it kind of does add up. At 5 minutes and 30 seconds, that probably would have been about 2 minutes till you got the word pizza, right? Maybe?
Gabby's theory was that from the time the ghost said 5:30 to the time that the pizza guy got there,
Cool.
her theory was that that was why he said 5 minutes. Like the pizza was going to be here in
About 5 minutes, 30 seconds. And that's pretty
So I
neat.
went back and looked at
No,
the
that honestly is a pretty cool thing to deduct because it actually kind of adds up. I mean, they said like it's going to be here in about 3 minutes. It's pretty close to 5 minutes, 30 seconds. Time probably flew by before it said pizza. It actually adds up. That's pretty cool, I will admit. I like it.
footage, and this is what I found. Okay, so this is the raw footage, and this sounds a little weird because the lavs aren't on our microphones aren't on here. It's the microphone from the camera.
5:30.
Okay, he just said 5:30 at second 3:39. So if you add 5 minutes and 30 seconds, that would put us at around 9:10. What happens before that? What happens at 9:10?
Pizza.
Pizza, like it got here.
Whoa, hold up.
That's weird because they ordered pizza.
Oh no, wait,
Ember
yeah.
and
yeah.
Adri ordered pizza. That's very strange.
That is
I thought it said pizza again.
So at around 9:10 is when we all figured out that the pizza was almost here. So I wonder if the 5:30 was a countdown to us, like the amount of time we were going to be talking with him, because that's too much of a coincidence. Or maybe I'm just looking for shit. So it wasn't exactly what Gabby said happened, because that would have instead have been 8 minutes and 30 seconds. But 5 minutes and 30 seconds is when we started to get up to go ask about the pizza. So, let me know what you guys think on that.
There could be something there. I mean, obviously it could be just a coincidence. It could be just a weird, little moment, but honestly, there could be something there. It's not a bad theory. That's the kind of the fun part. Sometimes you got to put something together, and sometimes some things are a little bit kind of looking for something, like you're really trying to connect it, and sometimes it just doesn't connect, but you're really trying to make it connect. Kind of like that whole Selena Spooky Boo situation where I watched that video and with Oompaville, and she was like really trying to make everything connect into something supernatural and paranormal, even going as far as saying there could be a demonic presence there, and there was just no sign of demonic entities or presences at all. And she was really trying to connect it. But it brought up pizza. It brought up 5 minutes, 30 seconds. And it's like, and it wasn't that much longer until the pizza was actually going to get there. So it does kind of actually add up a little bit. It's not like, just random shit coming out. And then you're like, what if he meant this? What if he meant that? And what if that actually was a reference to the time when back in like the 1900s, or like the 1900s is when this person said something like this. And you're like, okay, you're making a really big stretch here. It's not really all that big of a stretch, honestly.
It might not be anything. I might just be looking too far into it, but it's me trying to like run all the options through, trying to debunk shit. But it's hard to when things are very coincidental here. Like too many things are lining up too perfectly. So, okay, so Josh went to go check on the pizza. And for everyone else who keeps saying that this is somehow fake or anything like that, look at this. So Josh leaves. In the main video, we get the perspective of Josh going to talk to Adri and Emma. But listen to this.
They ordered pizza. What? Emma and Adri ordered pizza, and it was supposed to get here any minute. It's not even a joke. Right before we came in here, they checked to see if it was here. Is it here? Bro, if the pizza guy's here, I'm gonna freak the f out.
Is he here? Like, narrator had no idea. Look at him like trying to figure out what's going on. He's so confused as to why we're talking about pizza.
It's 3 minutes away. The pizza is 3 minutes away.
In 3 minutes, our lives end.
That's so bizarre.
So there you go. Not a fake reaction from anyone. We all really didn't know what we were getting ourselves into, especially me, because shit's about to get pretty personal for me, bro. All right, back to the main video.
Did you die here? On this property?
Eddie.
What?
Bullshit.
Oh, I'm getting chills, man.
Turn the light.
Oh! What was that?
Molly. Yeah.
What the fuck was that?
What
Turn the light on.
dick. What a dick move.
Was that you, motherfucker?
No. I knew you were going to blame me for that. That wasn't me.
I was
Why the fuck would you do that, man?
I was so scared that my name got called, muchachos. Like, I was just about to say, turn the lights on. I don't want to do this anymore. Like, this isn't happening. They did not just say my name, and I don't want to talk to it. I don't want to talk to it. My voice just cracked. No, I don't want to talk to it.
I actually remember Josh's video when he went over this and how he said that basically you guys were kind of, I guess, getting a little bit annoyed because you're trying to take it seriously, and Molly kept trying to prank everybody and pull shit. And I couldn't imagine what that must have been like. You hear your name come through it and you're probably in the moment, and then all of a sudden he throws a book in front of you. Fucking hell.
I don't want to know. I don't want to hear it. I was shitting my pants. And
I think Josh even said he felt bad that Eddie got scared as much as he did, because like he felt like, Eddie was actually like genuinely, I think I could be wrong about this. It's been a while since I've watched Josh's video, but I think he was saying something along the lines of like he could tell how emotionally affected you were, and Molly kind of trying to throw that shit and kind of bothered him a little bit.
He throws a fucking book, and remember, it's pitch black. I gotta keep saying that because people in the comments are like, "Oh, well, they could see it and this and that." Like they could look at their eyes; they're clearly seeing things. Like, motherfucker, my eyes are so wide because they can't see anything. My pupils are so dilated. Also, no, I'm not mad at Molly. I was genuinely shitting my pants, and the book sent me.
We're trying to do it seriously.
You have no idea how that felt, man. You have no fucking clue
Just
how
laugh
that felt.
I'll tell you guys how it felt. Like you're pitch black in a room, and it didn't feel like we were talking to narrator.
No.
Remember, by this point, we've gotten so much clear
You're in the zone,
responses
man.
from this thing, whatever we're talking to, that it was very evident to me that we weren't talking to narrator, that there was something else there in the room with us, and you could feel its presence. Like there was something in the fucking room, and I just felt it, like right there. So when he says Eddie, it did not feel like narrator was talking to me. I got this overwhelming, I'm getting chills just thinking about it and talking about it. I got this overwhelming sense of dread. Like my survival instincts have never like kicked in like that. I felt like something.
You felt like something was about to pounce on you or something like that. Like your heart must have sank and then came back up the second he threw that book. I actually have like an idea, an imagination of what you probably went through in that moment, and I've been in that moment before. It's not fun. You literally, your entire mindset goes blank, and all you can think is like, is something going to happen to me right now? Like you got to try to mentally prepare yourself for the worst case scenario, and it's pretty intense. And then you find out it's a prank, and you're like, you don't know what to say to that person. I mean, I've actually walked out of the room with like tears in my eyes because people have pulled that shit. Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Was about to happen to me, and I was so scared. But it was pretty funny that Mully interrupted, and I'm kind of glad he did, because I don't know what would have happened if he didn't. Like I may have turned the lights on, I may not have had the courage to continue, and I think the comedic relief from Mully, as much as you guys were like, oh, he interrupted the moment, it actually helped me a lot that everybody was laughing, because it changed the energy again.
And look, when you're in the zone, man, when you're in that zone and you have people telling you that you're talking to something and you feel like you are talking to something, like you said, I don't want to keep using the term paranoia, but I do want to keep using the term kind of paranoia, because I am looking at the reality of the situation too, is that you're in the zone. And like you're saying now, like you were ready to almost quit because you were so much into the zone that if anything were to have happened, it probably would have scared the shit out of you. I mean, he threw a book in front of you, you started screaming like that. Yeah, you were pretty already intensified, and he kind of just let it happen. But that's pretty neat to know, and kind of cool to know that it was actually a moment of relief for you because you realized that you were actually surrounded by friends again. I mean, that's pretty cool. I actually respect that. Yeah, I think it was Josh Dub, though, who did say, like, how I think he personally was trying to take it seriously, and he was kind of getting bothered by Mully in that moment, and which I kind of showed respect to the too, because, you know, he, like, Mully apparently is, like, one of his best friends ever, and he was willing to say that on camera. It's like, oh, okay, well, you know, I can appreciate that honesty. It's like, yeah, you know, if you're trying to take it seriously, make a serious video, and you have something like that going on, it probably is kind of annoying sometimes. But that's good to know that, you know, you weren't bothered by it. You found some redemption almost in that. You found, you know, a sense of relief in that. So that's kind of cool. I actually really dig that.
I had the courage to stay there and ask questions like, what do you want from me? And what do you want to tell me? And this and that. So I'm glad Mully threw the book, and I'm glad everybody laughed. But let's keep going.
He's losing it, man. Dude. It's hard. It's hard not to laugh with him. It's like, even if he's like, yeah, that was a dick move, it's still like hard not to laugh. And I'm not saying that, like, people mistake it all the time, man. I'm not saying it's a dick move just because I think, you know, it's like because I think Mully's a dick or anything. No, it's still a dick move. It doesn't matter who it is. It could have been my best friend if he did that. It's like, that's a dick move. So don't mistake it. I don't hate Mully. I think it, in a sense, yes, was it kind of funny? In a sense, yes, but yeah. And like you, man, you have to say it so many times because people they take what you say and use it for what they want. And just because I say something that you don't agree with, or say something that might come off, like, let's say, you know, disappointed or negative, that doesn't mean I automatically hate that person. It's just a criticism, right, of that moment. So nothing more than that. Like, yeah, in that situation, I would have probably shit my pants, walked out of the room if he threw that book in front of me and I almost had a heart attack, personally. But some people won't react like that.
Oh, good, bro. Holy that was funny, man.
You're going back in the closet.
You're going back in the f***ing closet.
You're about to be 100% better if you don't stop f***ing around.
All right, here we go.
Why did you mention Eddie?
Love. He's a fan.
Subscriber.
I instantly feel at peace now. Thank you. Is there something you want to say to me?
I think when Josh asked that question and I got the word love, I don't know why, but I almost felt like crying. And just thinking about that feeling, it makes me want to cry right now. I don't know why, man. I don't know why. It was, I guess, like the best way I can describe it is it felt like that presence that was in the room became clearer what it was. And to me, it felt like a mother. And when she said love, I felt that love. Like, and I think that's why I felt like crying. I felt that love, and the big scary feeling that I got turned into this overwhelming sense of like happiness and then pain. Like happiness to know that I was safe, but I could feel the pain of what she was feeling because of what happened next. But I don't know. I don't know how else to describe that. It really felt like a motherly presence that had passed. And I felt really fucking sad. Like I've never felt so overwhelmed in my life like I did right then. See, there I go. And I guess at that moment, I knew that this shit wasn't a joke. Like this was real. Like I could feel whatever the fuck was there. Even though I couldn't see it, we could definitely fucking hear it. But I knew there was something there. I felt it. And I don't care what anyone says. That's what it was. All right, let's move on. Okay, so I switched back to the raw footage.
Here. Thank you.
This is after narrator said love, because this obviously wasn't in the video either, but this circles back to the popcorn that I left as an offering.
Is there something you want to
Is there something you want to say to me?
Doesn't it say like thank you?
Did you like the popcorn I left?
Did you like the popcorn I left? See, that wasn't included in the video.
Another moment of like, you know, trying to be serious and then everybody laughing.
Because they didn't include the popcorn part, the editors did. In my head, I was trying to figure out why this entity was loving on me. And the first thing I could think of was, did you like the popcorn I left? Like, is that... I thought they were loving on me because I left popcorn. So to me, it wasn't a coincidence that they had called out my name. I felt it was because I showed some sort of a genuine act of kindness where I wasn't trying to play around, and I actually left something there with the genuine intent of doing something nice for the spirits. Anyway, and ended up getting cut from the main video, but I wanted to show y'all that because that was, I think that adds a little bit more context as to what was happening there. And now I get the headphones.
Maxed 5 times.
Really?
It hasn't gone off the whole time. It's literally maxing.
We've heard that there's someone named Henry in here.
Whoa, I took him off.
What?
I swear I just heard Molly's voice, like his channel.
I didn't say.
I shit you not.
So that was weird. When I first put the headphones on, I was trying to decipher what the words being said was. And for like a split second, I could hear one of Molly's videos being played through the headphones. And I could hear his voice. Like it was clear, vivid. It was almost like I was watching one of his like react videos or something. And when I put the headphones on, this thing was going crazy in Juicy's hand. And the cat ball over here on the right goes off. So we were getting like some activity. And when I had the headphones on, when I put them on, man, I don't know, that presence of love that I had before turned into fear again. Like I didn't want to open myself up as some sort of channel, but I had no other choice when I put the headphones on and I'm repeating the stuff that I'm hearing, right? Like I was terrified, like even more than I was before when I had the headphones on.
It's kind of putting you in that zone forcefully. Like when you put the headset on, now you're in the zone. You have to actually listen and like repeat what you're saying. And that could be a scary concept. So yeah, it makes sense that you would be afraid.
Because I felt like that presence became bigger. And seeing the lights go off around me, I freaked out even more because I was getting a lot more activity. It was almost like a confirmation that I was supposed to have the headphones on.
My EMF is going crazy.
Really?
Just stopped. Yeah, it just maxed 5 times.
Really?
It hasn't gone off the whole time. It's literally
and the cat ball's moving and
4. Is that the word 4 or the number 4?
You told us to look at something. Is there something in here that's for us? Is there something with a letter or the number 4 on it you want us to look at?
Love so much.
4 love so much. You guys said in the comments that you've watched other videos. I don't know if it was the Sam and Colby video or you've seen other videos, and whatever they spoke with in those videos mentioned a lady that had 4 kids, and 3 of them died. I could be wrong, but I'm just trying to remember the comment off the top of my head, but that makes more sense because later on in the room above, 3 of the kids are mentioned. The number 3.
Are those your children?
4 children. They love so much.
My EMF just maxed.
Understand.
So this right
Really
here
going off, yeah.
is fucking wild to me because I'm just saying random words. I don't hear what they're asking, but after seeing the video and seeing that the boys deciphered that they were 4 kids that she loved so much, as soon as he says that, the EMF reader goes to 5, and I say understand. Like confirming that Josh just understood what I was saying or what she was saying. At this point, all of this is a blur. I don't actually remember saying a lot of these things. I just remember the flu and pain.
Whoa. Your EMF is going fucking crazy.
Hold on. Keep it going. So you have 4 children that you love very much.
Turn the lights on.
Bullshit.
That's what it said.
We don't have to do
That's
that.
what it said.
Are you sitting with
That's what it fucking said. Turn the lights on.
It disappeared. The EMF stopped working.
When I hear turn the lights on in my head, I'm not just repeating it to like repeat what I just said. Like I'm repeating it because I actually wanted them to turn the lights on because I felt like it was an aggressive turn the lights on. Like it was they were getting like more and more aggressive in the way the voices sounded.
Did you lose your kids? Is that why you're in pain?
The flu.
The flu. That's the answer.
Is that what killed him?
Probably. Do you miss your children after losing them to the flu?
Yeah.
Trust.
Trust.
Whoa. The EMF is gone. What?
Berserk.
I don't understand that shit. Because you're not even touching
I'm
it.
getting crazy feeling whenever it does that.
Really? Yeah.
You can actually feel it.
Like I literally felt like someone was sitting on my shoulders.
I took my headphones off to listen because I didn't want to be in there. Like, it didn't feel right. Like it felt up. Just like knowing that something was trying to speak through me and shit. Like it was weird, man.
There's the lights on that you wanted. Yep, you told us to turn the lights on. The lights are on.
Good idea.
The moment Eddie said turn the lights on, I literally felt like someone was sitting on my shoulder.
Bumps this. Dude, I feel drained right now. Like, I feel absolutely fucking drained.
There was...
Hey, you can actually see it in my eyes. I don't know if my eyes looked like that before, but I can only explain the feeling of being drained that I got as the feeling you get immediately after you throw up. You have like that lightheadedness and you feel like you just want to lay down for a second. Your body feels weak. I'm telling you, if we go just by what I was feeling, this shit ain't right. Like it wasn't normal for me to, number 1, shit blood. Number 2, have this overwhelming sense of like fear and happiness and sadness that I've never felt before in my life. Like I was the one who lost the kids. Like I could feel the mom's pain who lost the kids to the flu. And it drained the absolute fuck out of me, like within the 20 minutes that I had the headphones on for. I had to eat some fucking pizza, bro. Actually, I think Adri said that they brought the pizza guy in, and I felt bad that they did because like that guy just went into the Conjuring house. Like, he must have like pulled up and been like, oh boy.
Great.
I feel like it took energy out of you to speak through.
It took shit out of me, like for real. Like I'm being dead serious. I feel like I could fall asleep for days right now.
Yeah. That's not
They would take it upstairs.
That's kind of, I've actually heard very similar things from a lot of people about the Estes method. Once you get out of it, you're kind of ready. You're just done. Like you want to just fall asleep, you're drained. You just want to be done with it. And maybe that has something to do with the sound that comes through. Maybe that's what it is. It might be just having an overall effect on your mind. But yeah, that's what I've heard a lot of. I've heard that many times.
Henry's room.
I didn't want to do it, bro. I was like, man, come on. So yeah, later on I explained it to Adri and Emma, and like,
crying, like I felt so emotional, right?
Is that why you're crying now? Is that why you?
Yeah, I really like. I feel like for some fucking reason, like I really want to cry. And then they gave me the headphones.
So I don't know. I was very emotional right after that, man, and it wasn't like I wasn't like feeling scared or anything. Like I just felt overwhelmingly sad. Like I had just lost something or someone. Like it was weird, and I was trying to reject it with all my body because it wasn't my like it wasn't my feelings, you know what I mean? Like it was weird. It was like I don't know how the to explain it. It was
well, I mean, some people find that to be sort of the signs of like an empath, somebody who just feels other people's emotions a lot easier than other people might feel other people's emotions. So, I mean, it very much possibly could be, you know?
And anytime I think about it, for some reason, it actually makes me sad again. But nothing happened to me. It was just the thought of what, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's definitely a moment I'll never forget. Look at this fucking gremlin. So I don't have much behind the scenes to say about Henry's room other than the full-on conversations. Like I feel like the conversations in Henry's room were a lot more direct. And the thing I'll say is that when we opened the closet, when Henry was talking about the baseball,
is there a baseball in here?
When Henry mentioned the baseball and we all started looking for the baseball, I remember like it being such a big fucking coincidence
of, like, tables and shit.
that we found the Red Sox memorabilia.
Bro, what are the odds of this of a fucking giant baseball merchandise
just in there?
It's like a duvet cover.
Like I could dig through the footage, the raw footage right now, but I'll just tell you what happened. I remember it vividly. Josh pulls this thing out of the closet, which none of us knew was in the closet, by the way. And when he pulls out this Red Sox memorabilia after Henry mentioning the baseball, Mully goes, "Bro, do you realize how fake this looks?" It looks so fake. Like it looks so staged. Like we planted that there. Like I remember Mully saying before, like it was his first reaction, like, bro, this looks so fucking staged, but it wasn't. Like what?
The way that the paranormal's kind of going anymore is that no matter what you do, everything's probably going to be in question. And it always, you know, should be questioned, obviously. You know, that's obviously good that it's in question. But the best that, you know, we can do is try to debunk it as much as possible. But that right there was interesting. And it was interesting that it did bring up baseball. And then you so happened to find I mean, could there have been a coincidence in that? Of course there could have been. But it was obviously weird. And there is consistency in there. So that's what I look for. I do look for the consistency in answers and then, you know, results, which the blanket was the result of that. You guys looked for it. You were like, okay, is there anything baseball related in this room? And then you found a blanket. I don't believe, and look, I put my faith and trust in you guys. And I know that, you know, there was some times where you guys said that you guys had people staging certain things in certain videos, like the one where you guys were at the Japanese hotel or whatever. There was obviously a couple guys running up behind you, and I'm pretty sure you acknowledged that, yeah, that was a bit staged for the sake of the video. I mean, yeah. But the paranormal stuff that you guys have been doing recently, I am putting my faith and trust into you guys because I genuinely enjoy your content, that you are telling the truth. And just like you, how you like to debunk stuff, I don't think you would turn into a hypocrite. So I trust you on that 100%. So I found it to be cool. I found there's some certain things in that Conjuring video that I found to be cool. And as a matter of fact, I think I like your guys' video now as one of my personal favorite Conjuring episodes.
What are the fucking odds? It almost felt like there was a story being told, right? Like we got the story from the mother, and then we got the story from Henry, which, by the way, Henry's, whoever we were talking to, he kept saying, don't take my stuff, don't touch me, don't like, when he was saying that shit, man, the only thing I remember thinking to myself, like, what if this energy or this spirit we're talking to, it's just recalling trauma? Like, what happened to this kid, bro? Like, that's the scary thing to think about, is what the happened, because they were just, it was like someone was recalling something that happened to them. And then afterwards, the mother, he said the mother or she's here or something like that. And like, I remember the light going off on the side and the other room went off, like something had just come upstairs with us. And then the mother took over at some point and said to turn the lights back on. There's the part where when Josh had the headphones on later, he says 9 people, and we figure out that they were talking about 9 of us. There was 9 of us in that room. When Josh took off his headphones, he couldn't believe that we were talking, that he thought it was just gibberish, and then he counted, and even he was surprised that was what was being said. It almost felt like the stories checked out, like there was something there. They mentioned the mother coming from the floor above, coming upstairs, and the mother just kept telling us to turn on the lights and said, I'm not going to tell you again, or don't make me repeat myself, or something like that. And we turned on the lights and we got the out of there. But Henry's room it definitely felt like something different was there. It didn't feel like the library. It felt different. It felt a little more innocent, but at the same time more creepy. I don't know how to describe it. But
well, because I think the overall situation is what made it kind of creepy. The mother kind of telling you guys to back off, basically. I mean, you felt like you finally, like some sort of dominant force was actually telling you guys, what are you doing here? Why are you doing this? And you guys kind of like started backing up a bit. So, I mean, I can definitely see why you would feel that way.
To the basement, because that one,
oh,
I've got
the
some more
scratching,
behind the scenes footage to show y'all from that, because that one was, the basement is, in my opinion, like whatever we spoke to upstairs was not the same thing as what we spoke to downstairs. Downstairs felt more oppressive. It felt more powerful. Like it was more evident that there was something there that was trying to mess with us. And it almost didn't feel human. But let's watch. So for context, this hall right here,
all the way to the end.
this hall right here that Emma walks down to and turns to the right ends with a door, and that door is actually nailed shut. I had seen a video from a long time ago where the people exploring the Conjuring house were able to use that door to go outside. For some reason, that door was inaccessible this time, and the spirit downstairs mentioned that the door was locked, like he couldn't get out anymore or something. I don't know what, like why that was mentioned that way, but it was, the door was shut. So here we are downstairs. This box behind me actually has a lot of drawings on the inside of it. And according to the tour guide, he said the house was at one point a daycare, and that box is left over from when the house was a daycare, and it still has some of the drawings from the kids. And on the inside is
I never knew that it was a daycare at some point. That is a bit of new information for me.
Drawing of it's your typical like creepy ass drawing from a little kid in a scary movie when they're like drawing the entity that's in the house, pretty much. They drew a lady with a dress, and it's just like all penciled, just like black shadow drawing of a lady in a dress, but her neck is like this. It's like a broken neck to the side, like almost at a 90-degree angle. And the guy said that down the hall, you can sometimes see the crooked neck lady. And he was very specific and said it was not the same entity from the second Conjuring movie, which took place in a different house.
Oh, like the nun.
So it's not the crooked man from the second Conjuring movie.
Oh,
apparently
gotcha.
the kids would report seeing a crooked neck lady down in the basement. And some investigators have also claimed to have seen that entity as well. Later on, we heard a beep from the motion sensor, and the motion sensor was right behind that window on the outside in the hall. So whatever was standing out there, I don't want to know what the it was, but something triggered the motion sensor. You guys can watch the main video to see all the spooky conversations we were having here, but I want to show y'all some behind the scenes stuff. So this is footage from all of us just exploring the basement before we sat down at the table. And we're all down in the basement by this point. There's this weird room with like Halloween costumes and decorations and stuff, but you can kind of hear it. There's this weird noise that happens, and it's coming from above around this part. Did you guys hear that? Right here. You could almost hear like something go, ooh, and we react to it at the same time, like right.
Kind of almost sounds like a chair being dragged.
We all heard it at the same time and looked
sounds like a chair kind of like making that rubbing sound on the wood, kind of moving
that way, like towards the top. And I thought it was coming from the guy who also lives there, but we were on another side of the house, like away from the part where he was sleeping at. It was also like 3 a.m. at this point. Remember, the guy lives like right up here.
Yeah.
He lives over there. He doesn't live above right here.
Just echoes.
He lives on an extension.
Yeah, there's the merch store, and then there's another thing.
Yeah. He's like way over there.
So that was weird. We also heard noises like almost like the floors creaking above us while we were all downstairs. And it was after the camera had died. But yeah, there was a lot of weird activity going on in the basement.
First of all, I don't know if anyone's pointed out, but there's a well right there.
It's a 15-foot well.
And
Yeah, that well is creepy, man.
They get all the water on the property.
Now, isn't that where they that's where they suspect that there's like a portal or something going into the house? I think is what they mentioned, that there was it was possibly where the negative presence was coming from, supposedly.
After watching The Ring, I'm just waiting for something to crawl out of that. You know, with like the hair strung like.
The guy said that the well was actually like usable. I mean, that's how they get their fresh water. But the fact that it's right there in the basement while all this creepy shit is going on, it just added to the creepy factor. But we were so focused on the conversations with the spirits and what was happening that we completely forgot about the well after a while.
Back door. The back door that's nailed shut?
Split up and have someone go to the back door.
Do you want someone to go to the back door?
That is out. That is out. Okay, so don't go back there.
No, like that leads
like
to
that-
the
that
outside.
leads-
Josh was about to go back there, man. Like,
He's into it.
Yeah,
That was probably one of the bigger surprises, man, how into it Juicy and Josh were. You know, I would always expect like Juicy to be a little bit silly in there and stuff, and he was, but like he was actually taking it very seriously.
That's too.
Josh was about to go back there, and I think he chickened out.
Are you saying?
I'm showing you guys behind the scenes stuff again, like the raw footage, rather than just going through the main video and reacting. Let's go to the scratching noises, because this was the part that was like so creepy for us.
What happened to your family, Lucky?
Raging.
See, that was not made up either. Like, that's raw footage right there. The lights hadn't flickered until that point. This shit stopped being coincidence, like after the fucking cat ball in the kitchen. Here's the scratching noises, and you can tell something's back there because me and Josh react at the same time. See?
Yeah. What was that? I heard that. Yeah.
And then the lights flicker.
Is that you,
Again.
Lucky?
Dude, I just heard something crawling.
It's just like so much activity happening at the same time. See, Mully's concentrating, and he like can't hear anything we're saying. Remember that.
I think we should get out of here.
No. It's a lot.
See, I was like, I think we should get out of
Hard
here.
to make. Like this.
Yeah. It's just a lot.
I mean, he's
with a lot of energy.
yeah. Plus, he's making his presence known, so
It feels thicker down here.
You heard that?
See, we heard it again.
Like the scratching
Lucky,
noise.
is that you? Is that a snake?
No, there might be like an animal or something. There's like
There's
scratching
something
going
like
on.
full on moving behind us. Lucky, is that you?
Oh, someone touched my foot.
At first, I thought that it was an animal scratching under the floorboards, but then I realized
Cement.
there are no
Yeah.
floorboards. This thing is fucking stone. It's all stone. There's nothing scratching at the stone. Lucky was trying to get out, man, and that's scary as
It
shit.
feels like taps on my shoes though. Like that's
See, and Juicy's talking about feeling something in his shoe as well.
Up against my whole foot.
I just feel like top of my leg hairs kind of shit.
I'm under.
Yeah, that's the creepy part. That was creepy.
You're under? Are you under the table?
I remember the chills running down my spine there. Like,
No, he's probably buried under.
Yeah.
Hell, under this rock.
Under where, Lucky?
Open. No.
We're not gonna do that.
The center.
Bruh. I am not enjoying myself anymore. He's buried.
See, Mully's like, Mully is reacting to what he's seeing because he doesn't know what we're reacting to or why we look so scared. And if you would have seen Adri and Emma's faces when he said I'm under, Adri was about to start crying. And so Mully sees their reactions and he's like pointing out to them, but he doesn't know why. He doesn't realize that he's saying these things, reacting to us, reacting to noises coming from below. Anyway, so this is footage from when the main camera died. And y'all saw this, y'all only saw the segment of when like Kevin and
Didn't Kevin feel like shit because he thought he lost all that footage? Oh man, that would have totally sucked.
Those were messing with the
camera.
Imagine. We thought we had lost the footage. The camera said we had lost the footage, and man, Kevin was devastated. You can kind of see it here. Like, look at him. Like, man, the guy was so stressed. And this is like Mully talking about everything he's hearing inside of the spirit box. But I was like, man, wait until we get upstairs. Let's talk about it in the kitchen.
Wait, so how much footage are we talking about here? Yeah. The whole night? Yeah.
So this is us trying to deliberate like how much footage was lost. Like, look at poor Kevin back there, man. He is so upset.
I feel bad, yeah.
This is Dose trying to recover the footage. I want y'all to see how real this was, man, because this moment was stressful, but also look at the fucking table. Right now, it's like 4 a.m. We have been here all night. That table is a sign of us being there all night. Pizza, chips, and
drinks,
water. See, like, he's like
water.
Praying. He's like, man, come on.
All right, good, you can breathe.
And then we figured out that the footage was saved. Oh, man, it's a very stressful moment for everybody, thinking the footage was lost. I'm glad it wasn't, but Lucky said he would fix it, and
dude,
I guess
I couldn't imagine being the cameraman in that situation, because like you're responsible for all that footage, holding the camera the entire time, getting it right, and then all of a sudden that happens. I couldn't imagine what that must have been like. That must have been literally the scariest moment of the night for him, was the fact that he was holding the camera and he could have lost, it wouldn't have been his fault, obviously, but losing all that footage.
Did. So this is literally just 23 minutes of us debriefing of what happened down in the basement just then.
And then the lights flickered.
And then we remembered like the war that happened here, like they were talking
Look at Kevin back there, man. He's
yeah, they're comforting him and shit. That's sad.
I hadn't seen this footage. I hadn't seen like, look at him. Man's really cares about what he does, man. I'm glad
he does.
Didn't lose the footage. Okay, so this is the last part of.
Yeah, that's one thing you could take away from that was like, yeah, the guy obviously he gives such a big shit about everything that he captures. That would have sucked.
The raw footage that I have, the last part of the video, we're setting up for Adri to put on the headphones, and narrator is trying to walk her through what she's never used this before. She doesn't know what she's listening for, so narrator's trying to show her what it sounds like in there so that she can understand what it is that we're doing and what she's supposed to be doing. And meanwhile, Josh and Juicy are coming back from upstairs. Watch what happens when Josh enters the room.
Before we get really into that, it's one of the craziest things when that actually happens during investigations where a lot of footage is wiped out completely. I mean, apparently this has happened to a lot of people where the footage just almost gets completely wiped out and there's almost no explanation of why this is happening. That is one of the most interesting things for me. I'm like, why does that happen?
Prepare yourself.
So this is Adri putting on the headphones and just testing it out, making sure everything works. She's vibing.
Taking off the cross moment.
Oh. And just like that, you walked in and shut it off.
Whoa.
And then it wouldn't turn back on, man. Yeah, so that was pretty random and hectic. Like, he steps into the room and the light turns off. Out of nowhere. It had flickered before when we were talking to Lucky, but it hadn't fully turned off like that. So that was pretty scary. And before you say like, why wasn't these things included in the video? Because it doesn't really go anywhere. It's just random bits. We were still setting up. The video overall has to tell some sort of cohesive story. So there's obviously a lot of moments that don't make it into the final cut, and you can still have a fantastic video. I'm very proud of the video that we put out. It's one of my favorite videos we've ever done because it just highlights and it tells this whole story that we didn't even like craft this story. It was a story that was told by the entities there. Like, we didn't go in there with a plan of what we were gonna do. We kind of figured that out after the tour. We said, okay, let's just do a tour of the house first, and then let's hit these hot spots and see what happens. Let's do the basement at the end. You know, like that was the original plan, but it slowly turned into an actual story being told, and I'm so fucking proud of this video. And of course, the moment that made me like go from skeptic to full on like this is no coincidence anymore is the moment that Adri takes off the rosary.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy.
That she's wearing. And I want to show it to you through the raw footage so that you can see that we weren't bullshitting. This is her putting on the headphones for the first time. It's 8:50 on the time code. So she puts on the headphones.
Lucky's still here.
And we
Lucky,
start
are you
asking
still
questions.
here?
We're getting nothing. She's not saying a single thing. It's been 1 minute.
Take it off. About time.
Kevin's checking the hallway outside.
Did you get that, Kevin?
I think so.
Are you here, Lucky? Lucky, is that you?
We heard the motion sensor outside. That's when we heard the motion sensor outside. So we're asking the questions, but the only thing reacting are the devices around us, not Adri.
Lucky?
It's okay if you are.
Because he can't speak through her because she's wearing the fucking rosary, man. All right, we're now at minute 11:30, time code 11:30.
Did he say that, or what did you just say?
She just said, I'm not getting anything.
No.
Let's go to minute 12:30. Still hasn't said anything. 12:37.
Yeah, if you're really here, turn off this light. Do your best. I think you can do it.
We're trying to get something to happen. It goes on and on.
He's trying to freaking talk.
He's trying to talk.
Take your necklace off.
So 10 minutes, a full 10 minutes.
Yeah, they take the necklace off about time. Something like that.
A full 10 minutes after she puts on the headphones, we ask her to take the rosary off.
You're trying to make contact with the spirit, and you're wearing stuff that's specifically
meant to ward them off.
You right?
I remember she was so scared.
Put it in the well.
And your bracelet.
Just put it in the well,
She
did
was
you say?
originally not going to stay the whole night there with us.
TSA for spirits. Yeah. Please place all spiritual wards.
Freaking starts pulling out like a...
Raw footage.
I'm glad you guys are back in the basement. Please dig me up.
Table starts floating.
Yeah.
Finally.
No. Are you capping? What the?
Look at her face. She's not capping.
That's fucked up.
Kidding.
Lucky.
Oh.
Lucky, welcome back. Can you talk to us?
What the? There's no way.
Shut the up, no way.
Is that better, Lucky?
That was the moment that I've already said it, man. I will not forget that.
That was
moment.
weird. Like that, honest to God, was weird. That was a strange moment where she takes it off and then it wants to talk. No way.
That moment was impactful.
Yeah.
Impactful. That was no bullshit. I felt it too. When she said finally and dropped her jaw, I felt, man, it felt f***ed up. It was like, I don't know how to describe it. It was like instant, like my weight multiplied, like that's how it felt. Like gravity just got like
your heart
stronger
dropped. It
on
sank.
me.
Yeah.
On everyone. It felt like I was being pushed down. The air got heavy and whatever was speaking now was probably not human. But yeah, I just wanted to give you guys context and hopefully give you more insight on what I particularly went through that night and how it affected me. That's pretty much it. I mean, the rest of the video you can watch the whole thing on the boys channel, but the rest of the video is pretty self-explanatory. What we couldn't figure out was that we went down into the basement. The second time we went down into the basement.
Oh, good, he noticed.
Ah.
My wife, everybody.
Waifu Gabby.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Wait, it's corn. It's there's chicken. There's
And the Valentino hot sauce, man.
Valentina sauce. Thank
Valentina,
you.
sorry. Valentina.
I thought you were gonna punch me in the...
Now I was trying to give you a fist bump, dog. Okay, I gotta end this video, muchachos. I just got dinner. But yeah, what I was saying is when we went down the second time, I vividly remember it was around 4:30 and it felt like we were down there for 15 minutes and all of a sudden it was time to end the video. Like it was so fast. Like time was weird in that place. Other creepy things that happened that night while we were debriefing in the kitchen, sometimes you could hear someone like tapping on the window. That was creepy. The bathroom felt especially fucking creepy because you had two sinks on both sides. You had a mirror over here and a mirror over here. So when you would go wash your hands, you looked through the mirror and you could see the mirror behind you. So it created like this infinite portal of mirrors and it felt like something was there. Anyway, I can't tell you how happy I was when it was finally 6 a.m. and we got daybreak. So 6 a.m. comes up and we end the video and we have to immediately pack to leave because we check out at 8 a.m. So we have to be out of the house by 8 a.m. because there's another tour happening at 8 a.m. So we have to be out of there. And I remember we did not plan this out right because our hotel was in Boston, 2.5 hours away from where we were at, and we weren't able to check into that hotel until 4 p.m. So we started driving at 8 after we had been awake all night. And I remember we stopped at Starbucks to get coffee, and immediately after Starbucks, I was driving because I felt the most awake. Everybody was asleep. We had a van full of 7 people, so all the boys were asleep, and I was driving. My co-pilot was Mully, and he was falling asleep. And then I felt that I started dozing off. I'm like, nah, man, I gotta pull over. This ain't right. Like, we were only 30 minutes into the drive, awake all night. I wasn't gonna
30 minutes and a 2-hour and something minute drive. Yeah, you might as well just get a different go to somewhere else and sleep.
Pull through, and I wasn't gonna put everyone in danger. So everybody was asleep. They all trusted in me. So what I did was I pulled over at this park and I parked there, and there was people at the park. I think it was a Wednesday morning. So it's a weekday, and I remember parking the van and I fell asleep. I was trying to fall asleep. I think we slept for a total of an hour or 2 hours, enough to recharge. But I remember waking up and seeing people passing by in the sidewalk, looking over towards us, looking confused. And there was people at the park that looked so confused. I mean, who wouldn't be confused when it's a weekday morning and there's a van full of 7 adults asleep at a park? That was the creepiest part of the trip. Anyway, we ended up getting to the Airbnb early and safely, most importantly, and they let us in. They let us check in early. But I made my peace. Before I left, I made sure that I set the intention for nothing to follow me, and I felt at peace. Other than a few nightmares I've had, I don't really feel like I have any lingering effects from that place. It's just a scary memory that I have now. I did have a nightmare of me being in the basement again and the floor crumbling from underneath me and me falling into the...
I've had so very similar dreams to that where, yeah, you're in a certain place, you don't know where you are. Well, you knew where you were, but I've been in my neighbor's house before and I'd be in the basement and all of a sudden the floor started like breaking apart below me. Very weird.
Space underground where the well is, in the space where Lucky wanted us to get him out from. Like, I remember having a vivid nightmare where I fell into that place and I felt so scared. But I mean, other than that, I'm okay. I'm glad to be back. Holy shit, I've been recording for 2.5 hours. Ollie's gonna kill me. Sorry, Ollie. Yeah, I don't know how long this video is gonna be. Sorry for the long ass explanation and the long ass video. But thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed it, please leave a like. Let me know down in the comments what I've been missing out on, what you want to see me play. High on Life DLC came out. If y'all are interested, let me know down in the comments. Leave a like. I love y'all, and I'm gonna see you next time. Bye.
Okay, that was Eddie's video. Pretty informative. Hopefully I gave some sort of context in what I personally think could have happened. You know, I'm just going by what I personally think. It doesn't mean it's like factual. It doesn't mean everything I say is like 100% legitimate or true. this is just me going off of what I just have been watching. I've been watching paranormal videos for a long time, and I've seen certain consistencies and I've seen certain things. So I'm one of those people who just genuinely wants to try to throw in my own spin and what could have been going on. But overall, I got to say that was pretty cool. And you know, for him to acknowledge certain things and be honest about certain emotions, and you know, even trying to say that he tries to debunk he tries to debunk whatever he can. I give a lot of respect in that he is doing his best to try to debunk. He does call out fakery. He does call a bunch of that stuff. And I'm the same way. I do too. I like to do that. I mean, I genuinely want people to be more aware that it happens. I mean, not everything you watch on YouTube can be trusted. It's just one of those things. And, you know, someday I'll be doing my own paranormal investigations. Hopefully I get out there and start doing it. And hopefully I'm doing just as good of a job as these guys did, or what have you, and I'm looking forward to it. So guys, let me know what you think in the comment section. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Go support the original video. Show the guy a lot of love. It's just phenomenal. He's a phenomenal dude. So let me know what you think, and I'll see you in the next one. Please do take care.
JCARTSARTS is throwing down, coming after me. If you caught a chance, JCARTSARTS is through. You won't be let down.